All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get started with our verse of the day. So if I could have someone volunteer to read our verse of the day for us. All right, yes, it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Guys, as we get into our lesson today, I want you to remember this verse and just let it encourage you as you might get frustrated. We're working with the maps. We're going to be following some invasions and migrations of the Germanic tribes. So bear with us. You can do this. And remember our verse today, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So let's go ahead and get started. And who can tell me what empire whose capital city was Rome fell? Who can tell me the answer to that? Exactly right. And you're going to get 2 pieces of candy for that correct answer. Okay. What about, who can tell me when did it fall? Excellent. 476. 476 is when the Western Roman Empire fell to the Germanic invaders. All right. Who can tell me? Think back to what we studied earlier this year. How did the Roman Empire fall? I know, this one's a little more difficult, but I want you to think about it. All right. Because of the invasions, yes, that's correct. You get 2 pieces of candy. With those invasions, what else was happening within the empire? All right, the empire, it got too large. It had gotten too large, and so they couldn't defend themselves adequately. What else? There were 2 other major reasons we talked about earlier this year. Okay, that's correct. Yes, it did fall because of economic weakness. And the story with the economic weakness is that as the empire had grown and the invasions began to take place, then it was affecting the farms. The farms were being destroyed not only by the invaders, but also by the Roman army because of the political corruption. And that brings in our third aspect of the political weakness that had begun to develop in the empire. Okay, what was the major religion of the Roman Empire? What was it? Okay, 1 candy here. It wasn't Islam. What was it? All right, that's right. It's Christianity. Christianity was the major religion for the kingdom, the Western Roman Empire. And who was the leader? Who was the head of the Christian church? The Pope. The Pope. Pass that back. All right. And then finally, where did he live? He lived in Rome. That's right. And why were the people loyal to the Pope? What was the deal? Why was he so important? All right, yes, Francisca, very good. Yes, the people were loyal to the Pope because the Pope, as the leadership fell and they lost their confidence in the Roman Empire, then they began to look to the church more because people were very concerned about the condition of their soul and their salvation and where they would spend eternity. So they looked to the Pope as their leadership. All right, very good. So now that we've refreshed our memories, I want to know if you can remember who it was that actually did the invading. So we looked at that a little bit earlier this year, but we need to refresh our memory. So this is what I want you to do right now. I've put some sticky notes on each of your desks. I'm going to give you about a minute. And I want you to answer both of these questions. On one of the sticky notes, I need you to list as many of the Germanic tribes that invaded Rome, as many as you can remember. And you'll write those on your sticky note. You're going to post those over on the board over here that's labeled Germanic tribes. Then I've got our big world map sitting out here behind me. And what I want you to do on the second sticky is you can tear it into 3 strips. And I'd like for you, if you can remember, I would like for you to tell me, where did the Angles and the Saxons, where did they end up settling? What about the Franks? Where did they end up settling? And the Visigoths. Okay, so we're going to look at 3 tribes, 3 major tribes, where they ended up settling. So the Angles and the Saxons, the Visigoths, and the Franks. And then over here, you're going to list as many of those tribes. You already got 3 listed right there. Okay, can I make anything clear for you before we get started? Okay, you need some sticky notes. All right, I've got some more right here. Okay, very good. All right, guys, I'm going to give you about a minute to a minute and a half. You can start writing, and then you can get up and move around the room and place your stickies. All right, we've got about 15 seconds left. 15 seconds to make your final positions. All right, and we're going to take our seats again in 5, 4, 3, get back, 2, and 1. All right, guys, good job. I'm taking a look over here at our Germanic tribes, and it looks like you guys did a great job. I see the Ostrogoths listed over there and the Visigoths. Who is that tribe that we have some modern day words today that are based upon their name? That's right, the Vandals. And we have the modern words vandalism because they were so destructive in their pursuit and in their invasion of the Roman Empire. And as they moved through. And then we have the Slavs, okay, and the Danes. So you guys got some really good specifics on those tribes that we learned about earlier this year that had invaded the Roman Empire. All right, what we're going to do now is I'm going to be passing out to you. This is your blank map of Europe. It does have some modern day boundaries drawn for modern day countries. They are not labeled. As you'll see, you're going to do that. All right. Okay, so if you'll take one of those and pass those back, that would be great. All right. So I'm going to give you this map, and in just a moment, we're going to take a look and we're going to watch those migrations again happen as those invasions begin to take place. And then, I'm going to tell you what you're going to do on your map. So as we watch this first map, I don't want you to do any writing. We're going to watch this graphic right now, and then we'll talk about what you're going to do.